A pleasant good afternoon to you and welcome to the Bagsai Softball Complex in Binghamton, New York. Blue Chip Softball TV is back on the air with you in the opening day of the STOP-DWI Invitational. The STOP-DWI Tournament of Champions here in Binghamton. It's a 3-day event beginning today and running through Sunday here on Blue Chip Softball TV with our producer Buzz Mead. I'm Eric Little. Thank you for joining us today for this matchup between Wagner's 3N2 and Outlaws. Take a look at the lineups first for Outlaws. They'll start with the center fielder Leah Whitek. The catcher Tay Rousseau follows in the 2 spot. In the ring, it's Ash Slusher hitting third. Hitting fourth, it's the first baseman Mackenzie Zigmont. The shortstop Christina DeMatteis bats fifth, and she'll be followed by Kennedy DeMatteis, the left fielder. After that, Sarah Hull, the third baseman, follows in the 7th spot. Hitting 8th is Victoria Pizzulo, the second baseman. Hitting 9th is the designated player Ash Kondracki, and then Jen Kondracki, the right fielder, bats after that. The Outlaws will hit first here by virtue of coin flip, decided just a moment ago. Lineup for Wagner's 3N2 is as follows. Emily Luzetsky, an extra player, bats first. She'll be followed by Macy Cartwright, the right fielder. Kana Davis, the center fielder, hits in the 3 spot. Hitting fourth, it's the first baseman Delaney Elling. Lexi Jones, an extra player, bats fifth. Hitting sixth is Alexa Dolby, the left fielder. Hope Hernandez, the shortstop, bats seventh. The catcher Riley McCarthy hits eighth. Hitting ninth is Maya Gamar, the third baseman. Michelle Leone, the second baseman, bats 10th, and the 11th hitter is Scotty Todd. She's in the circle today for Wagner's. The Outlaws, the home team today. Wagner's, the visitors. You see them in the white tops with orange pants, and the Outlaws will have black tops and white pants on today. A lot of top talent in this tournament, a lot of girls on both sides that are committed to schools here in the next couple of years. So the leadoff hitter for Outlaws, Leah Whitek, stands in, and we are set to go with this timed matchup from the Bagsai Softball Complex in Binghamton, New York. Glad to have you with us today. The first pitch of the ball game is down and away for ball 1, and away we go to Leah Whitek. Scotty Todd in the ring today, an imposing presence, a right-hander for Wagner's. Not using a rosin bag, so she'll go to that dirt behind the circle, try to get that hand dried up. Not a very humid day today. It's warm today and very dry. Forecast good for the weekend as Whitek takes a ball upstairs. To see this place yesterday was to see 4 very wet fields. There are 4 fields here at this complex, the event taking place over 3 different sites. The fields here are very waterlogged yesterday. The 1-1 misses inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike to Leah Whitek, the center fielder. Maintenance crews of the Bagsai Softball Complex were out here this morning at 6:30 to clean up the puddles and to begin getting these fields back into condition as Todd misses high. Sun was out all morning and was able to bake these fields and dry them nicely and help that process. The delivery to Whitek. Slap and dash approach, and she takes a strike on the outside edge. Temperature here in the high 70s, not a lot of humidity. Clouds rolling in above the mountains in the distance. Just a gorgeous setting for softball. We expect a gorgeous weekend as Whitek punches it into right field. Backing up to make the catch, Macy Cartwright is there, 1 away. Here's the catcher, Tay Rousseau. Wagner's 3N2 plays a very ambitious summer league schedule. Was talking to the officials there, to their coaching staff. Reese Kiple, the head coach of Wagner's 3N2 fast pitch. As Rousseau takes the ball. And for that matter, Outlaws play a very, very diverse schedule. Outlaws started in western Pennsylvania and central PA with their schedule this year as Rousseau takes the ball low. This is, according to them, their first out-of-state appearance this summer. They'll go to a tournament next week in Ohio. Pitch is popped straight back. And Wagner's will play a tournament in California at the end of this month. This is an organization that goes coast to coast. Todd gets the grip on her hands again, now back to work. And the pitch misses just off the outside edge. Ash Slusher, the pitcher, is on deck with a chance to help herself. In just a moment, the pitch here to Rousseau, hit down the line and left. That is carrying well, and that is off the base of the fence, a fair ball. Extra bases as Alexa Dolby will throw that back into the infield. And good work for her to keep Rousseau to a double. So Rousseau drills a double off the base of the left field fence. Stayed fair by maybe a foot, if that. And Rousseau stands at second base as the first outlaw to reach in this ball game. So Slusher will have a chance to drive in a run to help her cause. The right-handed hitter stands in against Todd as Slusher takes on the outside edge. Four fields all kind of clustered around each other as the pitch is grounded to the right side of the infield. That'll move the runner to third base. Michelle Leone on to first for out number 2. So productive out, but with 2 outs, the impetus falls on Mackenzie Zigmont to do something in this inning for Outlaws. Home plate really kind of centered at each part with the fields going out like a spoke. It's a central shelter with a lot of tournament information and brackets and things like that behind the backstop of each field. As it's a strike now to Mackenzie Zigmont. Delivery is low and outside. 2 outs. Tay Rousseau is at third base after the double, actually a courtesy runner for Rousseau. It is Leah Whitek poised at third base. As the rule goes, if you only have enough players to put in your starting lineup and have no extra players to courtesy run for the pitcher or the catcher, you must use the player that made the last out. That's why Whitek will run at third base as Zigmont takes another strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the first baseman, Mackenzie Zigmont. 2 outs, no score, top of the first from Binghamton as the pitch is swung on a miss. That'll be strike 3. And Zigmont is a strikeout victim. The first for Scotty Todd in this game. So a 1-out double goes wasted for Outlaws. We'll go to the home half of the first inning. No score between Outlaws and Wagners on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. No scores. We'll go to the bottom of the first here on Blue Chip Softball TV. Emily Luzetsky, an extra player, will lead off for Wagners, and she'll take a strike on the outside corner. Scotty Todd allowed a 1-out double off the base of the left field fence, but left a runner stranded for Wagner, so we remain scoreless. A little slap and dash swing for Luzetsky, and she's in an 0-2 hole. It'll be Luzetsky, Macy Cartwright, and Kana Davis for Wagners to lead off against this outlaw right-hander. And now Luzetsky fouls the 2-strike away, and she'll stay alive. And Ash Slusher will go back to work. Slusher's counterpart, Scotty Todd, did not opt to go with the face mask. Slusher will wear the face mask today from the circle, and She'll deal to Luzeski. Her swing and miss is strike 3, 1 away. And Wagner's already with 1 out here in this first inning as Macy Cartwright steps in. It's been a very calm day until right about now. Breeze picking up. Again, as we said, not a lot of humidity. Very comfortable out here today, though the sun is out, as Cartwright takes a strike on the outer edge. This is the only game these teams will play in today. Everybody will play in 2 tomorrow. As Cartwright takes on the outer edge, strike 2 now. And then Sunday, there'll be a single elimination tournament. And that will be determined by blind draw. There'll be no seedings in that, as Cartwright jabs one foul to the third base side to stay alive. And that blind draw has taken place all day today. Lou Bishop, the tournament director, under the shelter behind home plate now, helping along with that blind draw. The pitch is down on it, away. Taken by Cartwright, a ball and 2 strikes. So teams all day have been making their picks in that blind draw, and the tournament has been kind of seated as we go, as Cartwright takes another. And she'll find the count at 2-2. At 6 p.m. today on Blue Chip Softball TV, we'll have a selection show to tell you where all these teams fell in that bracket and where they'll play Sunday. They'll like to call themselves champion of this event. Good at bat by Cartwright as she continues to foul pitches away. Kana Davis is on deck for Wagner's. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning between Wagner's and the Outlaws, as that pitch dribbles in out of Slusher's hand. She may have hit her leg on the way by. And that'll run the count full on Macy Cartwright after she falls behind in an 0-2 hole early on. The payoff. Jabbed foul. Cartwright staying alive, showing a lot of moxie in the batter's box. We have a doubleheader of games coming for you tomorrow on Blue Chip Softball TV as well. The pitch is jabbed to the third base side. A lot of hitters want to go up there with 2 strikes and do too much, but Cartwright is displaying an absolutely flawless 2-strike approach. Put bat on ball, put it into play somewhere, and foul off pitches and stay alive. Now she'll slap this up the middle for a base hit. What a piece of hitting by Macy Cartwright as she slithers that ball past Christina DeMatteis at shortstop. Fouling pitch after pitch after pitch away, and working out of an 0-2 deficit. Cartwright on for Wagner's as their first base runner. Here is Kana Davis. What a pesky out Cartwright proved to be as Davis takes up. You see some teams in baseball do that a little bit better than others. I know the Boston Red Sox are a team that will tend to foul off a lot of pitches. Pitch here is low and outside. A called strike on the corner. Snap throw back to first, and Cartwright just did get back safely. But for Cartwright there, it was all about bat control. Using that bat as a tool to stay alive and wait for your pitch. That's exactly what she did. 1 away, runner at first. The pitch is low for a ball. So again, the blind draw for Sunday's tournament has been going on all day. We'll have a selection show at 6 here on Blue Chip Softball TV to tell you how that went down. Pitch down and into Davis. She continues to work this count, and Ash Slusher looked like she was going to get through this inning fairly quickly the way she did quick or made quick work of Luzeski. As now Davis will take first, and Cartwright moves along to second. Ball 4 there. But Cartwright and Davis, after a quick at bat by Luzeski, worked longer at bats. So now 2 on with 1 away for Delaney Elling. First baseman Elling stands in. And she'll take up and away there. Apologize if there are inaccuracies in these lineups that we give. We did not get a lot of time beforehand with him. As Elling takes runners at first and second for Wagner's. And Elling takes a strike on the outer edge. A single and a walk, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Lexi Jones is in the on-deck circle for Wagner's. One away, two on. The pitch is grounded to the right side and just foul wide of first base. Good chase by Mackenzie Zigmond over there at first. Guarding that line really tightly. And the pitch to Elling misses up. Slusher's had to work hard here for hitters 2 through 4. Elling awaits the pitch. It's knocked to the second baseman, but Pizzolo can't handle it. One run scores and another takes third. It is 1-0 as Elling reaches. On a ball hit pretty hard to second base, but it just handcuffed Victoria Pizzolo out there. Cartwright scores from second. To third goes Kana Davis, and it is a 1-0 lead for Wagner's by virtue of the miscue at second. Now an check swing back to the pitcher. Slusher out there is recorded, and the throw home is, well, I think the whole thing will be negated. They'll call that a foul ball. No, the throw home is late. So Davis scores. Elling at second now. Here is Alexa Dolby, who'll ground this to short. Scoop there, the throw to first will end the inning. But 2 runs come home for Wagner's in the bottom of the first inning. One on an error, another on an RBI ground out, and as a result, through 1 inning, your score, Wagner's 2, Outlaws nothing. This is BlueChipSoftballTV.com. Wagner's manages to put up 2 runs in the top or the bottom of the first, so we go to the second now. As they carry a 2-0 advantage, Christina DeMatteis, Kennedy DeMatteis, and Sarah Hull will lead off. Pitches a strike in there to Christina DeMatteis from Scotty Todd. Todd with a 2-run edge now. The 0-1. That's outside. The 1-1. Now the outer edge taken for strike 2 by Christina DeMatteis. She and Kennedy both out of Monto High School in Boyers, Pennsylvania. The 1-2 is low and outside from Scotty Todd. 2017 product, so they're going into their junior years. And that one is a low pitch, but chopped up the middle, and it sneaks through the shortstop for a base hit by Christina DiMatteis. Second hit of the day for Outlaws. First on a one-out double off the left field fence from Tay Rousseau back in the first inning. Here's Kennedy DiMatteis. So whereas Christina was a right-handed hitter, Kennedy a lefty. She's the left fielder in this game. Pitch is on the outer edge, taken for a ball. Scotty Todd winds and deals. That's slapped foul. The count evens at 1-1. Was told to expect a lot of different changes from Outlaws today. They'll move players around all the time. They have just 10 bodies in uniform now. Defensively, they'll switch. Pitch is bunted foul. Reese Kiple, the manager of the Wagner's Ball Club, and Hank Pizzolo, manager of Outlaws. The delivery on the way to Kennedy DiMatteis is taken on the outer edge. Action on all four fields here at the Bagsai softball complex. Runner at first is Christina DiMatteis. There's nobody out. That one is slashed down the line and right, but just foul. So Kennedy DiMatteis turning on that one. She'll see yet another. Scotty Todd in the circle. She'll deal. Chop to the right side. Gloved at third. The play at first is wide of the bag. The throw there misses everything. DiMatteis is safe. And Christina DiMatteis takes third. Kennedy DiMatteis takes second on the errant throw. And Outlaws are in business, down 2 runs, trying to tie this game. The throw from the third baseman, Maya Gamara, went wide of everything. So that is, the door was already open on the Christina DiMatteis single, and now with Kennedy DiMatteis reaching behind her, that door's been kicked in. Here's Sarah Hull. The delivery to her is on the outer edge. A cold strike. Wagner's with a 2-0 lead here on the top of the second, but this one could shift the other way in a hurry. Pitch to Hull is popped up right side, and that'll go out of play onto the hillside. Hillside's down the line at first and third at all 4 of these fields, and they provide a really convenient place for parents to sit. There are no fixed bleachers here, but bring a lawn chair and or a blanket even and park yourself wherever you'd like. As Hull takes one low and outside, and that will not allow Christina DiMatteis a chance to score from third. But yeah, parents have a nice place to sit here behind the outfield fence on a lot of berms and hillsides. A lot of trees for shade here as well. Runners at second and third for Outlaws. The pitch to Hull is low and outside, and she takes for another ball. Wagner's 2, Outlaws nothing. Top of the second from Binghamton, New York. Now the delivery is bounced to the right side. The second baseman, Michelle Leone, over to first. The out is made, but Christina DiMatteis scores from third, and that cuts the Wagner's lead in half to 2-1. Damage control there for Wagner's as Kennedy DiMatteis takes third base, and now a chance to tie it here for Victoria Pizzullo. And she takes a strike on the outer edge. Victoria, the second baseman and 8th place hitter today. As Todd delivers, and that's gloved by Todd. She'll recover and throw to first base to get the out. But in from third to tie things up, it's Kennedy DeMatteis. So a pair of RBI groundouts will help Wagner's clear the bases, but at the same time, the game is tied as Outlaws managed to push a couple runs across the board here in the second. Here's Ash Kondracki. Kondracki takes on the outer edge. He's a designated player today. Jen Kondracki in the on-deck circle. Ash going into her senior year at Beaver High School in Beaver, Pennsylvania. The pitch misses outside. The delivery is off the plate to Ash Kondracki. Scotty Todd will deliver, and Kondracki with a swing and miss. This 18U team made up of rising juniors and rising seniors. High schools throughout that region of Pennsylvania. Now strike three to Kondracki, and that'll end the inning. So Todd recovers and gets a strikeout to end the frame, but a single and an error will open the door for Outlaws. We're through an inning and a half from the Bagsai softball complex in Binghamton, New York. Tied at 2 between Outlaws and Wagners on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. First pitch of the inning is hit sharply to third base. Sarah Hull there to make a nice stop and throw across the infield for the out. Excuse me, it's actually Christina DeMatteis who has shifted over to play third now. Hope Hernandez grounds out to open up the inning. Riley McCarthy here for Wagners in the bottom of the second, tied at 2. Pitch bounces in and actually hit the umpire. So Ash Slusher trying to bounce back from what was a rough first inning after getting an initial strikeout, a single, a walk, and an error. Led to a run, then an RBI groundout brought home the second. So Outlaws actually out hitting Wagner's 2-1 in this game, but we're knotted at 2. Both teams have been very efficient with their base runners in this game. Pitch is driven high in the air, deep center field. Turning around, twisting to make the catch is Leah Witek. Witek is there, 2 away. Breeze is picking up, and I'm not sure, or it's been there really since the beginning of this game. Wasn't here much of the rest of the afternoon, and I'm not sure that it's enough to affect the flight of most of these hits. Now this one is grounded sharply to the right side. Scooped. The throw to first base will retire the side. Kennedy DeMatteis will make the play at first base and into 1-2-3 second. We'll go to the third, tied at 2 between Wagners and Outlaws. This is BlueChipSoftballTV.com. We'll go to the top of the third on a warm and sunny afternoon from Binghamton, New York, with our producer Buzz Mead. I'm Eric Little. Thank you for joining us again on Blue Chip Softball TV. We were with you about a month ago from Chemung Township, New Jersey, for one of the opening tournaments of the summer season. We're back with you from Binghamton for the STOP-DWI Tournament of Champions. One of the nicer events and one of the more well-renowned events on the Blue Chip Softball Tour. Talking to a lot of folks in New Jersey, they were really looking forward to this Binghamton event. They had a lot of great things to say about the event and about the Bagsai Softball Complex in particular. Again, this event is taking place over three or four different complexes. And one of those complexes housing a 16U event as well. So, for at least this weekend, you'd have to think that Binghamton, New York is the capital of softball in the Mid-Atlantic region. Jen Kondracki, the right fielder, will lead off for Outlaws. A delivery to Kondracki is taken low for a ball. Holly Brooks has taken over in the ring for Wagner's. After Scotty Todd worked 2 innings, the pitch to Kondracki is a strike call on the outside edge. We'll get you the numbers on Todd in just a moment. The pitch from Brooks is down, ball 1. Brooks allowed 2 runs as one of them earned, though. And gave up 2 hits. Struck out a pair, didn't walk anybody. Pitch is downstairs to Jen Kondracki. Again, it's a long tournament. It's one of those things where you don't want to use everybody you have or burn one person for the entire weekend now. Pitch is a called strike. Though this isn't like baseball where you can only throw a certain amount of innings, really, based on stamina and fatigue and a lot of other things. You can go a lot farther in softball. That's ball 4 now to Jen Kondracki, and she'll take first to open up the third. So a lot of those factors that you see in baseball are not evident in softball for pitchers and pitching strategy, but in these events you tend to either see one pitcher go the distance for a team, or if maybe the head coach thinks that they don't have it that day, see 2 or 3 different arms used. That's a strike on the outer edge to Leah Whitek as we're back to the top of the order for Outlaws. Holly Brooks issues the first walk of the day. That one is bounced to the right side of the infield. No chance of the double play. To first goes the out. That'll move Kondracki to second base as Whitek grounds out to the second baseman, Michelle Leone. There's one away here for Outlaws in inning number 3. Well, Tay Rousseau steps in, and last time she hit, Rousseau belted a ball down the left field line that hit inside the foul pole by about a foot, but off the base of the fence. Rousseau takes low. Just another bite of breakfast this morning. Might have given her the first home run of this ball game. Brooks winds and deals, and Rousseau takes a strike on the outer edge. Jen Kondracki at second after the walk and the ground out. One away here in the top of the third. Tied at 2 between Wagner's and Outlaws. The pitch is hit down the right side. Long play. It's short. It's off the glove, but foul. As the shortstop, Hope Hernandez, tried to come back in that so-called Bermuda Triangle area, the area where it's tough for third, left, and short to go out to try to get that ball in shallow left. Hernandez probably had the best angle going side to side, but that was just out of her reach. A reprieve, though, for Rousseau. Brooks winds and deals as Rousseau takes off the outer edge. A changeup there from Brooks. We'll see what Brooks does again. A fastball this time. Low and outside, Rousseau leaves it there. big difference in this tournament than the one we were at in New Jersey. I'll tell you here after this pitch to Rousseau. Rousseau hits it in the air, shallow left. Backing up, Hernandez can't find it. That'll be in for a base hit. And Kondracki has no other recourse but to stay at first or second base. So Rousseau reaches. Kondracki at second now after Hernandez went back and had the ball go off the tip of her glove. She came very close to retiring Rousseau twice in that at bat and couldn't do it. Here's Ash Slusher. If only she had the go-go gadget arms of Inspector Gadget, maybe she would have had the out one of those 2 times. Slusher takes the ball low and outside. Now with the 4 fields here, as opposed to the 9 in the Chemung Township tournament that we did in June, there were a lot of players off to the side waiting in the wings, and you'll have that here as that one is drilled into left center field. Slusher finds the ball that one-hops the fence. Kondracki scores. Rousseau will take third on the stand-up Ash Slusher double, and it's 3-2 now in favor of Outlaws on the RBI double from Ash Slusher. Two of the four hits for the Outlaws in this game have been extra base hits. And Slusher with a drive that one-hops the fence helps make this a 3-2 ball game. Here is Mackenzie Zigmont. Out of Champion High School, Zigmont awaits and takes a called strike from Holly Brooks. Bit of a bumpy road for Brooks early on. She's retired just one of the 4 hitters she's faced and allowed hits to 2 of them. Zigmont with a drive up the middle, knocked down a shortstop by Hernandez. The throw to first was caught and dropped. No, they're going to say it was dropped. And Zigmont will reach on that error. Question was going to be, was it caught long enough by Delaney Elling at first base? And now the Wagners will have a conference at the mound. A lot of times you'll see an umpire say that the drop came on the exchange, but that wasn't the case there. So Wagners will try to regroup after an error, 2 hits, and a walk this inning. The bases I was going to say the bases are loaded, but Rousseau came home. I neglected to say on that error. So it's a 4-2 ball game in favor of Outlaws. Slusher holds at second and Zigmont at first now after the drop over there. A 2-run inning for the Outlaws. Second consecutive inning where they've put up multiple runs. Here is Christina DeMatteis. Brooks deals and DeMatteis floats one behind first base. It sits fair. Or does it? From here it looked to sit fair. They're going to say foul. They had a much better view than I did, so we'll go with theirs. Of course, theirs is the only opinion that matters. It looked like it just caught the inside of that area behind first base. Brooks deals, and a 1-strike pitch to DeMatteis is ball 1. Breeze beginning to pick up from Bagsai softball complex as DeMatteis takes ball 2. Slusher at second. Now she'll break for third base on the throw back to the pitcher, and she'll make it on a delayed steal. So she's at third base now with a delayed steal. Zigmont holds it first. Runners at the corners with 1 out for Christina DeMatteis. Hitter's pitch coming, and DeMatteis takes the ball low and outside. Wagner's just trying to get out of this inning without any further damage. DeMatteis awaits the offering from Brooks, and she'll foul that one straight back. Big spot here for DeMatteis, who led off the second inning with a single. Again, 1 of 4 hits today for Outlaws. The delivery As off the plate, outside for ball 4, second walk of the inning issued by Holly Brooks. And that will load the bases for Kennedy DeMatteis. Slusher at third, Zygmunt at second now. And Christina DeMatteis at first for Kennedy. The pitch to Kennedy DeMatteis is off the edge. Holly Brooks looking for outs here. The pitch is chopped to the first base side. Knocked down at first. Is the tag made in time? Yes. Swipe tag on Kennedy DeMatteis on the way by. That will bring Slusher home from third base and make this a 3-run inning and a 5-2 lead for Outlaws. Runners move up one station apiece. It's Zygmunt at third and DeMatteis at second. A pitch here to Sarah Hull, lifted behind first base, backing up from second to make the catch is Michelle Leone, and that ends the inning. But 3 runs cross the plate for Outlaws in that third inning. We're through 2.5 from Bagsai Softball Complex, and your score: Outlaws 5, Wagners 2 on Blue Chip Softball TV. To the bottom of the third we go. Wagner's left to get to work with the bats as Michelle Leone takes outside to open up the inning. Ball 1 issued by Ash Slusher, and Leone pops it straight back. 1-1 the count here. It'll be Michelle Leone and then Scotty Todd at the top of the order for Wagner's. Pitch to Leone on 1-1, bounced in from Ash Slusher. Slusher helped her cause with an RBI double back in the third to give Outlaws the lead once again. Scored 3 runs in the inning after Wagner's tied it up with 2 in the, or had 2 in the first inning rather. Ball low and away to Leone. A verbal commit to Penn State University. A future Nittany Lion grounds this one foul wide of third. Slusher out of Bristolville, Ohio. The only Ohio resident on this Outlaws roster. She'll wind and fire, missing high to Michelle Leone. Leone working this count the way so many of these Wagner's hitters have today. Check swing, they appeal. No, they don't need to appeal. A strike on the swing there. And now we'll see the umpires at home plate and third base confer. And they will say yes, she went around. That's strike 3. And Leone is the first out of the third inning. Excuse me, Todd won't hit. Back to the top of the order, and Emily Lusetsky. Lusetsky will be playing her college ball at Dominican College. A recent graduate, recent high school graduate. She takes a ball. Lozetsky awaits and bounces it right back to the pitcher. Slusher to first. 2 gone. Macy Cartwright might have had the most impressive at bat. First time through for Wagner's after falling behind 0-2 in the count. She fouled pitch after pitch after pitch away, worked the count full, and continued to foul more pitches away, and finally saw one she liked and slapped it up the middle for a base hit. She'll start with a slap and dash approach there and take ball 1. 5-2 Outlaws here on the bottom of the third. They're 2 away in this timed game. The pitch fouled wide of third. Evens things at 1-1. Got about 35 minutes left by my clock in this timed affair. An hour, 20 minutes. What we'll be dealing with in this STOP-DWI Tournament of Champions. Pitch is upstairs, taken for a ball. Great name for this tournament, by the way. Maybe in your state the offense is called something else. It's drinking while intoxicated here in New York, DUI in some states, OMVI in others. But stopping drinking and driving nonetheless. Now a pop-up behind shortstop, and it drops in. Now no one's covering second. Finally the pitcher gets back, and it's in time to retire Cartwright. Cartwright thought she had a hustle play in front of her. Excuse me, it was a second baseman, Pizzolo, that was able to cover the bag. So Cartwright with a single and then is thrown out. 8-4 to end the third inning. So good work for Wagner to get back into the dugout. We've played 3 from the Bagsai Softball Complex. Your score, Outlaws 5, Wagner 2 on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. We go to the top of the fourth from Binghamton, New York. With our producer Buzz Mead, I'm Eric Little. Glad to have you with us on Blue Chip Softball TV. Outlaws managed to score 3 times in the third. They sent 8 to the plate to do it. They lead this game 5-2 as Victoria Pizzolo, the second baseman, fouls that one straight back. Pizzolo with a heads-up play to end that bottom of the third. A dying Quail single in short center field. Macy Cartwright thought she would take second base, but Pizzolo snuck in there, covered the bag, and was there in time to make the tag on Cartwright for the third out. Every time Wagner's has managed to get a little bit of traction to get back into this game now that they trail by 3, something like that'll happen and just take the wind out of their sails. Ground ball to third and a low throw, but did the recovery happen in time? Yes. Pizzolo grounds out to Maya Gamara. Gamara's low throw bailed out by some good work from Lexi Jones, who knocks down that throw and then recovers with her bare hand while the foot stays on the bag. Here's Ash Kondracki. Good swing there and a punch into right center field. That one will scoot and roll all the way to the fence. Kondracki trips around first base and will have to stay there with a single. Frustrating there, and she'll get time to make sure she's okay. Made a rough turn of that bag at first and fell face first into the dirt just wide of first. You look at second base. Second base is not secured in that dirt very much. You can see maybe a little bit of space between second. The mooring looks like over at first base. Maybe first base isn't as secure. You see there a little bit of gap between second and the ground. Maybe first isn't as plugged into that ground as maybe it should be. This is one of the disadvantages of playing so many games on all these fields in a single day, is that not a lot of time to make sure that all the maintenance gets done where it needs to get done. And these fields do receive rain. Maybe Kondracki's foot hit a low spot in that dirt. And they're going to go ahead and take a runner at first base. Kondracki lipping as she gets back into that dugout. But a single, and they're in business. Outlaws will have Jen Kondracki hitting, and as soon as we find out who is running at first base, I'll let you know. One out in the inning, and Kondracki's single to right center, somewhat muted by the injury, is now Jen Kondracki takes outside. Should mention that Holly Brooks remains in the circle for Wagner's. She came on to throw the third after 2 innings from Scotty Todd. Kondracki takes up and away, snap throw back to first, and the runner, who appears to be Victoria Pizzolo, is safe. Again, same rule, the pinch runner or courtesy runner is the person who made the last out. If you're batting all 10 of your players, that's exactly what Outlaws are doing here. 5-2, they lead it in the top of the 4th over Wagner's, as that one is bunted off to the first base side of the ring. Brooks a scoop, flip to first, and the out there. But Jen Kondracki moves Pizzolo over. Works as a sacrifice bunt. To the top of the order we go with 2 outs for Leah Wojtek. As Outlaws will look to extend their advantage. We're on in the shelter behind home plate here at the Bagsai softball complex. A jab attempt for Wojtek, and it's a strike. If you can hear us, glad to have you along with us this afternoon on a beautiful Friday from upstate New York. A very picturesque region of the country nonetheless. A ground ball right back to Brooks. She'll turn and fire to first to end the inning. So the 1-out single does not come back to hurt Outlaws. We've played 3.5. Your score, Outlaws 5, Wagner's 2. This is BlueChipSoftballTV.com. First pitch of the inning, bunted back to the pitcher and thrown away. So Kana Davis leads off the inning with a bunt right back to Ash Slusher, and Slusher's throw wide of first. But Davis reaches with the throwing error. She'll not have a chance to move up. The play was well backed up. Delaney Elling and Lexi Jones will follow for Wagner's. As Wagner's looks to get back into this game, Outlaws lead the game 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody out, and the pitch is downstairs for a ball. That one is cranked high and deep down the line near us. That is just wide of us in the left field corner, a foul ball. And the pitch here is upstairs. The delivery, this is Kana Davis, excuse me, and Davis grounds this one foul wide of third base. Thought Cartwright made the last out of the last inning, but Cartwright is on first right now after reaching on that error, and it's Kana Davis. A little bad here with nobody out in the fourth. The pitch is outside to Kana Davis. Wind has died down here. Temperature in the upper 70s. Not a lot of humidity from Binghamton today as Davis smokes this one toward third. And thought about a throw to first, but instead Christina DeMatteis will throw across the diamond to retire Davis. Oh, excuse me, she'll miss over there. Davis is safe, so still nobody out. And now we have an issue. And now the umpires will pay attention to what we were talking about an inning ago, that play over at second base. I'll make sure second is a little bit more securely fastened to the ground. So Cartwright is at second now, and Davis has reached first. I thought DeMatteis' throw was in time, but apparently Davis was able to reach. The pitch to Delaney Elling, driven high and deep to center field, backing up. Catch made by Leah Wojtek, and that'll hold the runners at first and second. A strong throw by Wojtek after Elling flies out. Good heads-up play there. So runners at first and second. Now there's one away for Lexi Jones. Delivery fouled straight back. Ash Slusher continues in the ring here in this fourth inning for Outlaws, leading 5-2 with one away, but Macy Cartwright at first and Cartwright at second and Davis at first. Pitch is popped up on the infield in foul ground. The catcher, Tay Rousseau, makes the catch. So two gone. Those runners will hold at first and second for Alexa Dolby. Dolby grounded out to end the first and her only other at bat today. Day one of the three-day STOP-DWI Tournament of Champions in Binghamton as Dolby sees the first pitch. Now that wind picks up again. Pretty blue skies, clouds overhead. As Dolby takes a ball inside. I read on Wikipedia that Binghamton is the cloudiest city east of the Mississippi in the United States. Don't know how they measure that. Do they count the clouds, or the number of cloudy days, as Dolby fouls that one straight back? Or maybe some combination of both. It's hard to tell. It seems like a tough stat to quantify. This allegedly is the cloudiest east of the U.S., the seventh cloudiest in the United States. And now you know. Big chance for Dolby here with two on. The pitch to her is a called strike on the outside edge. 5-2 the lead for Outlaws. Wagner's running out of time. It's Cartwright at second, Davis at first. The delivery is bounced in, and it gets away from the catcher Rousseau, and that allows the runners to move up one station apiece. So Cartwright's at third, Davis at second now. Davis continues to fiddle with second base. There's some issues over how secure second base is in this setup. Pitch is slapped right on a line to the second baseman, and Victoria Pizzolo makes a catch of the line drive to dash the hopes of Wagner's in this fourth inning. Couple errors put two runners on for Wagner's. They're able to, they strand them both in scoring position. We have played 4 complete now. And your score through 4, Outlaws 5, Wagner's 2. This is BlueChipSoftballTV.com. Cameron Dolby will take her turn in the ring for Wagner's. 2 innings for Scott, followed by 2 innings for Holly Brooks. As we go to the 5th inning, Outlaws lead Wagner's 5-2. Cameron Dolby, out of the class of 2018, a rising sophomore, as she deals a strike to Tay Rousseau. 2 hits today for Rousseau. Ash Slusher and Mackenzie Zigmont to follow. Tough spot for Dolby to enter. Delivered and fouled straight back. Dolby attends Woodgrove High School in Purcellville, Virginia. The pitch. Rousseau pops it straight back into the pavilion where they're watching this game. That's literally into your living room. 2 strikes on Rousseau. Dolby deals. A ball down. Rousseau doubled off the base of the left field fence her first time up in the 1st inning and singled and scored in the 3rd. 5 hits today for Outlaws. The pitch is upstairs. They've taken advantage of a couple of errors, a couple walks. And they've been very efficient with their base runners in the innings where it's counted. Still, they've left a few on as Rousseau jabs it toward right center. A circular route, but the ball's caught out there by Kana Davis. Came in, then had to go back to her left, and still made the catch on a liner that didn't sink as quickly as Davis thought it might. Ash Slusher stands in and takes a ball inside. 0-1 from Cameron Dolby. Top of the 5th as Slusher pops that straight back. Outlaws trying to extend their lead in what might be their last at bat by time in this game. An hour 20 minutes for each of these games. We're a little bit past the 1 hour mark as Slusher pops it up first base side. Depending on how long they hit and how long Wagner's will take to hit. Time running out for both of these teams to either extend their lead or do something with it. Pitch on the way to Slusher is outside for a ball. One out as Slusher takes a cold 3rd strike on the outside edge. First time she has struck out today, and Dolby's first strikeout of the day. So 2 up, 2 down for Cameron Dolby. Here is Mackenzie Zigmont. In 2 innings of work, Zigmont takes a ball. 2 innings of work for Holly Brooks. She allowed 3 hits, walked 2, didn't strike anyone out, and allowed 3 runs, but not all of those were earned. 5-2, Outlaws have the advantage as Dolby deals a strike on the outer edge to Mackenzie Zigmont. This sophomore looks very poised. Dolby deals another strike to Mackenzie Zigmont. About to complete the first 1-2-3 inning by a Wagner's pitcher in this game, and Zigmont stays alive by fouling that one away. Wagner's themselves were retired in the second 1-2-3 by Ash Slusher. But 3 pitchers have managed to put together a 1-2-3 inning herself. Zigmont awaits the 2-strike pitch and pops it up deep to shortstop. Hope Hernandez there to make the catch, and there it is, a 1-2-3 5th. And quickly go Outlaws in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th now. 5-2 Outlaws over Wagner's. This is BlueChipSoftballTV.com. Ash Slusher will continue into the ring for a 5th inning as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Wagner's will try to get back into this one. Hope Hernandez leads off. Outlaws leads 5-2 in this ball game. The pitch. Hernandez bunts up the first base side. Slusher out of the circle. Fields fires. One gone. Good work by Slusher to field a position this late in the ball game. And again, if you're Wagner's, you either try to make a stand here or risk not getting another chance to bat. We're coming up against the time limit in this game. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Riley McCarthy swings the first pitch and pokes it into shallow right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. She'll round first and try to go for second. Stopped, and the throw was in time, but the tag was high. And McCarthy is in underneath the tag for a double. At first, Leah Whitek was a little late on the throw because she stumbled in right center. And initially, McCarthy had hesitated between first and second, but when she continued to go, used a great slide to get in ahead of the tag. She's at second. Here's Maya Gamara. Gamara takes a strike. For Wagner's, Gamara is signed with Jacksonville University. She'll be going there in the fall. The delivery to Gamara is bounced to the right side, scooped at third. Runner looked back. The throw across the diamond is late, and Gamara is safe despite a strong throw from Christina DeMatteis. So 2 hits in the inning for Wagner's now. They had just 2 the rest of the day. And they've got something cooking here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing this game 5-2. First pitch to Michelle Leone, popped up first base side against the screen. Catch is made, throw to third base, and a double play as Riley McCarthy thrown out trying to tag and take third. Heads-up play by McCarthy, but an even more heads-up play at first base by Mackenzie Zigmont to make the catch against the screen and to look for that runner to try to advance. So a double play for Wagner's, and it takes their best chance off the board. We've played 5. Your score, Outlaws 5, Wagner's 2 on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. To the 6th we go. Christina DeMatteis, who's on the receiving end of a heads-up double play to end the inning, will lead off as Outlaws lead the game 5-2. Taken for a ball. Again, by my count, we have less than 15 minutes left in this timed game, so Wagner's will need to get out of this inning quickly if they want to have one last chance to hit. Cameron Dolby back in the ring, fires a strike on the outer edge to DeMatteis. Christina DeMatteis, Kennedy DeMatteis, and Sarah Hull will hit here for Outlaws in the 6th inning. The delivery is off the plate, a called strike on the corner. 2 balls and a strike now to Christina DeMatteis. And Dolby ready to go, working quickly. Now she steps out of the circle. DeMatteis granted time at home plate. Delivery on the way is a called third strike on the outside edge. DeMatteis looks at it. Second strike out of the game from Cameron Dolby. 4 up, 4 down for Dolby. Here's Kennedy DeMatteis. Dolby's probably getting some attention, capturing a lot of eyeballs as Kennedy DeMatteis fouls that one straight back. And there are a lot of eyeballs worth garnering here at this tournament. As of earlier this afternoon, 33 different college coaches had signed in. That's why we have these events. Representatives from 33 schools here today as slap and dash attempt is missed by DeMatteis. You have to tip your cap to the folks at Blue Chip Softball for organizing all of this and putting it together each and every weekend as DeMatteis fouls another off. 5-2 the score. Outlaws will look to extend that here with one out at the top of the sixth. Sarah Hull in the on-deck circle for Outlaws with Kennedy DeMatteis at the dish. Slap and dash attempt there is fouled off. And the delivery here is hacked foul. Kennedy DeMatteis getting her money's worth. A full day of action tomorrow. We've got 2 games for you. Still more action tonight as the selection show. I'll tell you about the Sunday draw. The pitch to DeMatteis is down for a ball. Tomorrow we'll have a game at 10:55 between the Tremors Gold and a team out of Texas. Foul tip and DeMatteis stays alive. And then at 3:40 we'll have a game featuring the Brantford Bobcats out of Brantford, Ontario, and then the Jersey Flames. Pitch is fouled straight back. And then for Sunday's tournament, there's been a blind draw going on all day. A single elimination tournament will take place on Sunday. We'll eventually have a champion out of Sunday's action. That blind draw will be announced in a selection show at 6 o'clock here on Blue Chip Softball TV. A bouncer to first. 2 away. Long at bat for Kennedy DeMatteis, but she ends up with a ground out to first, and now here is Sarah Hull. Again, if you go underneath that pavilion behind home plate, a lot of those teams may have been written down on that bracket, but will appear with Lou Bishop later today and reveal that bracket live. Sarah Hull takes a ball. Maybe 10 minutes in this game for Wagner so they can get back to the bats. Hull pops it up, foul out of play on the first base side. Wagner's had 2 on in the last of the 5th inning a few moments ago, but ran themselves into a double play and took away their best chance yet. As that pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Sarah Hull. And from the looks of it, unless the Outlaws have some 2-out lightning, Wagner's will have another chance as Dolby misses low and outside. Again, back to Cameron Dolby. She's retired all 5 she's faced today. 2 strikeouts for this right-hander. Pitch to Hull is popped up into shallow right, backing up from second base. The catch made by Michelle Leone. And another 1-2-3 inning authored by Cameron Dolby. 6 up, 6 down for the young right-hander. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Last chance for Wagner's. More likely than not, 5-2 Outlaws lead it here on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. Here we go. Wagner's will lead off with one more chance. It's Cameron Dolby that'll foul things off to the first base side. They've got about 5 or 6 minutes left by my watch. in this timed event. Down 5-2 as Ash Slusher tries to finish things off. Dolby punches it down the line and right. Does it stay fair? It does not. A foul ball. Dolby then the top of the order, and that's the top of the order that's managed to reach a few times in this game. So some hope for Wagner's, especially if they can put these runs and maybe some offense together quickly. Good job by Dolby to lay back on that one, kept her weight back, but a sharp ground ball scooped by Hull over at first base. One gone. Emily Luzetsky will hit here in the 6th. Batting from the left side. The pitch is bunted up the third base side. Tough play for DeMatteis, and DeMatteis will have to put that one in her back pocket. Luzetsky reaches with an infield single. Christina DeMatteis has nothing to do with it but to give it back to her pitcher. Well, here's Macy Cartwright. She's been a bit of a tough out in this game for Wagner's. Sees a lot of pitches in her bat, slap and dash there, and it's taken. However, if there's a way that she can get on without seeing a lot of pitches, that's what Wagner's would like to see here. Running out of time and trailing by 3 runs. A chop to the left side. DeMatteis again with a tough chance. Throw is low and late. And Cartwright is safe at first base. Luzetsky takes second with 1 out. The tying runs at the plate in the form of Kana Davis. Outlaws 5, Wagner's 2. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But again, in a timed game, time is the factor now. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes left today. Pitch to Davis, popped up, out of play down the line and left. That'll bounce and 1 hop onto the field behind us. The pitch forthcoming in just a moment to Davis once they get a fresh softball to Ash Slusher. Now the pitch is bounced in for a ball to Kana Davis. Luzetsky at second base, Cartwright at first. Slusher ready to go. The pitch up and away. And a ball to Kana Davis. Pitch is chopped foul wide of third base. Davis staying alive in the count. That kind of suits you pretty well to see this count go long if you're Slusher. Anything to help bleed clock. 1 away, bottom of the 6th. 3-run lead for Outlaws. The pitch here upstairs. The way this game went, it almost looked like this was going to be a back-and-forth game. Wagner's with 2 in the first inning. Outlaws answered that with 2 of their own in the second. And then they scored 3 more in the top of the third to extend this lead, or to take the lead again. As pitches upstairs to Kana Davis for ball 4. So the bases are full. Tying run at first base, the go-ahead run coming to the plate now in the form of Delaney Elling. Now, if you're Elling, what you really might as well do is hit the ball, and if you put it in play somewhere, keep running and see if you can get the so-called Little League home run if she fouls that one away. Imagine we might be told at any time that Elling is the last hitter, or maybe she's already been told and I didn't hear about it. Base is full, 1 away in the 6th, and Elling drives it past first base, a fair ball into the corner. Luzetsky scores, Cartwright around third, she'll score, throw into the infield, dropped. To third goes Kana Davis. It's 5-4 now on a sharply struck ball to right field off the bat of Delaney Elling. A 2-run single puts Wagner's right back into this game with 1 away in the 6th. And that'll bring Lexi Jones to the plate with a chance to be the star today. A time is called. And Hank Pizzolo will come out to the circle to talk to his pitcher and his infielders. the plot thickens. Lexi Jones hits here in the bottom of the 6th inning with about as close as you're going to come in a timed event to picking up a walk-off hit. The tying run is at third base. That's Kana Davis. Delaney Elling is the potential and possible winning run. She's at first base. And Lexi Jones with the ball hit to the outfield might just trigger Delaney Elling to the races. She does hit it to the right field. No chance for Elling to take anything further than second base. Into from third to score is Kana Davis to tie this at 5 on a first pitch single by Lexi Jones. Back-to-back RBI singles. Ellings drives in 2 and Jones knocks home a run. Here is Alexa Dolby. 5 consecutive Wagner's hitters have reached safely as Dolby takes a cold strike. Tied at 5 between Wagner's and Outlaws. In the waning moments of this one, Slusher deals, and that's a ball upstairs. Dolby grounded out to end the first, lined out with runners at second and third to end the 4th. A pitch from Slusher, and Dolby bounces this one foul. By my calculation and my clock, we are up against that hour 20-minute limit. This may be the last hit of this game. Slusher deals and Dolby bounces it right back to the ring. The throw goes to third base. They'll get the lead runner there across the diamond to first. And Alexa Dolby will beat the back into that double play. So Elling forced out on a fielder's choice at third base. Lexi Jones takes second, and Dolby's at first base. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Hope Hernandez. The pitch to her is down and in for a ball. Wagner's 5, Outlaws 5 in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 gone. It's been a really fun softball game back and forth, and that pitch is punched into left field, backing up and not getting to it over the head of Kennedy DeMatteis. Run scores from second and another behind from first on Hope Hernandez's double to left field, and that'll do it for us today. It's a 2-run double. Delaney Lexi Jones scores. Alexa Dolby comes in behind her, and with 5 runs in the 6th and final inning, and quite literally just in the nick of time, Wagner's picks up the 7-5 victory today over Outlaws. How about that for drama? 5 runs in the 6th inning. They pick up 2 on the RBI single by Delaney Elling. They tie it on the RBI single by Lexi Jones, and they get the 2 to go ahead and pick up the victory off the bat of Hope Hernandez. A ball hit to left. Kennedy DeMatteis thought she had it at first, carried over her head and one-hop the fence. Well, the decisive blow for Wagner's off the bat of Hope Hernandez. Wagner's got 2 in the first on an error and an RBI ground out, and then watched as Outlaws answered with 2 in the top of the 2nd, and then 3 more in the 3rd. The 2 on ground outs in the 2nd and the 3rd. They got the lead on Ash Slusher's RBI double. An error and a ground out brought home 2 more. So 5 unanswered runs for Outlaws to take a 5-2 lead. And then Wagner's with 5 unanswered of their own here in the 6th and final inning. Again, the 2-run single from Delaney Elling, the RBI single from Lexi Jones tied it, and then the 2-run double from Hope Hernandez, the difference maker today. Your final score, Wagner's 7 and Outlaws 5 in a 6-inning game today from the Bagsai Softball Complex in Binghamton, New York. For producer Buzz Mead, I'm Eric Little. We thank you for joining us today at 6 o'clock. Come back with us here on Blue Chip Softball TV as we've got your selection show. The blind draw for Sunday's single elimination tournament will be revealed in the selection show at 6 o'clock today. This has been a presentation of Stream for Sports here on BlueChipSoftballTV.com. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Eric Little. We'll talk to you again at 6 o'clock.